Hey everybody, it is time for news here on Corpse Talk Live. GenCon brought a lot of news. The Cold War is starting. Not the one you're thinking of if you live in the US. The Cold War is starting between D&D and Daggerheart. We have a brand new announcement for the new campaign for Critical Role. On top of that, Diablo's deciding they're going to get into the board games and RPGs because they haven't fucked enough stuff up. But why not? Why not let them make stuff? Speaking of cool things getting tabletop games, Attack on Titan is getting a TTRPG. I'm excited to see what the system is, what we're going to be doing with that. All of this and more on Corpse Talk Live, the news part of our show. Let's get into the details, and there is a lot to go over. So this is recorded in front of a live audience. For those who don't know, everyone in chat, all the lovely creeps that are out there that are already subscribing to the channel, or the ones who are supporting the channel, since we are now hit over the number where we can have people support, do donations, and do all of that special stuff to help support the channel. Thank you for all the creeps. I don't know if anyone hit lich or ghoul. Someone might be a ghoul out there. You know how you are. We have a lot to go over. I want to start with Daggerheart news. Before we go into the shade aspect of what's going on, I want to go over the news aspect of what's going on. And I'm going to show you how to find it. It's not hard, but some people don't know that this is how Daggerheart is putting their news out. So this is Daggerheart. Your adventure begins here. Website is super clean. You see a lot of resources, what's going on. Down here was their entire live panel recorded. If you are a Daggerheart fan and you want to be a part of like what the growth cycle is, this panel was really good. There is so many things going on. I can't list them all, dude. It's coming to Alchemy. It's coming to Foundry. Legends of Evantris are doing a stream. Dungeon Daddies are doing a Daggerheart stream. Fucking Hero Forge. People who make the buildable models. They're building the Rivet, the Simia, I think there's one other one. They're going to be on Hero Forge to get your miniatures made. Like, Daggerheart is going so hard and so fast, we don't get to catch a breath. Like, that is the amount of, like, speed that this company is going in. During this panel, they said that they sold out, as of that recording, 3 times. All their print runs. On top of that, these giants realize that they can't keep up with the book printing process. There's a lot of players who want to make stuff. And how do they know that? Because they said it was 500,000 characters have been made on Demiplane. 500,000. Here, let me mute this. We're not going to play this whole thing, but I'm going to see if I can't find this for you when she is doing the announcement. Look at that. 500,000 characters. Dude, what? It's only been out for 79 days now. This is an absurd level of growth in a tabletop RPG company. And then they already took Perkins and Jeremy Crawford. They have joined. On top of that, Keith Baker, the creator of Eberron, and Jen Ellis, they made tons of stuff. They're making a full setting for Daggerheart. I can tell you that Crawford and Perkins said that they're working on something horror-based and hellish. I'm not sure what it's going to be, but I can tell you a lot of the rules and things that we saw, and also what's in the void right now, which we're going to take a look at in a minute, all reflect on the idea of this infernal, hellish, whatever the hell those two prima donnas are making for us. I mean that lovingly, but 100%. Yes, Nick in the audience, yes, is very true. And Todd Kendrick is kind of handing the press to her after he got let go. So they added transformation cards. Dude, These cards are insane. We're going to look at this quick. The transformation cards are for all your werewolves, vampires, reanimated, shapeshifters, ghosts, and demigods. And these are rules. They're just a card. And they make your character into these things. And they play really well with changing dice to make you more scary. Changing what happens when you hit 0 hope or 0 stress with these monsters. And it creates like a trigger effect. But all of these are here, and they're transformation cards. These are free on the Void right now. Now, as somebody who loves horror and hearing those two gentlemen talk, I know these were made, had to have been made for that. But what Matt said during the live stream is that he made these because they did Bell's Hells, and they needed some of these things. So Matt went through and said, how do we make this? And they created these cards. I'm pumped for this. I kind of want to put all this information in and make these cards with like my favorite horror movie art on them. Like the reanimated could be the Crypt Keeper. Obviously, we got to get like Vampire Hunter D for the vampire. My favorite werewolf, that kind of thing. But this is out free right now in the Void, and you can download these and take a look at them. They've also put out the 2 classes, which we've already looked at. More than that now, though. You got the Witch, the Assassin, and then you also have some new ancestries. There's a Warlock class and a Brawler class, which is their monk. Guys, how... This is the quickest we've seen production. And that brings us into the next part. They're putting all these things out and they're free. They update them frequently. They're listening to the fans. If I fast forward in this, and I go way deep, I think we can see, and here's those 2 coming out. And I definitely want you guys to be able to see these 2. Because I like Keith Baker's work a lot.
Having you 2 on this is... Oh, you're good.
Turn it up.
You got it.
They all wore Matt's vest. Matt is covered in the stickers of all of the things that they are adding to Daggerheart.
Spencer, we're just...
Let's go, baby.
Thank you, Chris and Jeremy. We appreciate you all so much.
Wonderful to see you all.
So they bounce. And then they announce the next 2.
That's wild.
She looks like my old boss.
We got one more.
Oh yeah, no. So the collaboration.
This was live at Gen Con. Now, you're right. SDC was big. But for tabletop,
more absurdity.
Watching them go
we are so
get
absolutely
fucked
thrilled to announce
D&D,
another
but
incredible
politely.
partnership with some incredibly talented people. You're definitely familiar with their work. They're
That's more important to me.
Fleshing it out for Daggerheart.
It's so much more
You know them
important to
from
me.
Illimat, you know them from Adventure Zone storytelling game. You also know them as a little setting called Eberron. Please bring to the table
One of my
on
favorites.
stage,
Top 3.
Keith Baker and
And
Jenna
Jen Ellis.
So they bring them out on stage. I'm not going to make you guys watch this, but I highly recommend going through, checking out the video. It's 2 hours. Put it on the background. They even play a game for an hour in that 2 hours, so it's probably really like an hour of announcements. So check that out. Super cool. Love what they're doing. I don't think this company can fuck up, dude. I don't. They're like our Free League Plus, man. And I think that's amazing to see that they're doing this. The only thing I want is still for that license to get pulled apart so that we have a tabletop one and a digital one. And I'm really hoping we may get that soon. So let's go on. Polygon did a report on D&D and Critical Role have entered the TTRPG Cold War. Look, I've been saying this for a while. I really have. I've been saying for a while that this group is putting the pressure on D&D to either find a way to get better or burn out and fade away. That's right. That was a Highlander reference. I feel like it was a necessary evil. I needed to use it. If I didn't, somebody else would. Let's take a look at this news article. We're not going to read through it all, but I want you just to see the headlines and what's going on. All the links for all of these will be in the doobly-doo, in the words of Matthew Colville. But for me, it'll be down below on the slab for everyone to take a look at. There's a lot of articles today, so we're going to, from here on out, burn through after those big announcements. Those who are wondering, my voice is scratchy because Gen Con did a number on me. But not the number that Critical Role is doing on D&D right now. Dude, they are taking their lunch money. They're literally out there just mine now. Mine. They're marking everything mine. So earlier this year, they took their 2 designers. Todd Kendrick is there. Keith Baker and Jen Ellis are coming on board. They're making all these things, and there's a starter set coming out for D&D. And there's also the new Stranger Things one's coming out, which it isn't for the audience who already plays. It's for the audience that wants to play. So please separate that. It may not be a product for you. I'm not throwing shade on it, but when you have character sheets and things like this in Daggerheart that show you where to put your cards and what to do, how to play, and the amazing Reddit and Discord community around it. There's a woman right now who has made, for like $12, you get every class that's official. They're pocket versions. No, like literally. They're pocket version character sheets. Right? You just fold them and make them. And then she made them in a way that there are slots on the top to drop your cards in if you glue the bottom. Right? So your cards go in here. Dude, this is what the community is doing in 79 days. As long as they can keep stride, this is the Cold War. Because right now, Critical Role, if they switch their main campaign to Daggerheart, what happens to D&D? You can tell me it lives on, of course. But it's not going to go away, but it's not going to be as big as it was. It won't even be close. And to emphasize this point, after the Polygon article, there's more. There's a lot more. I worry greatly on if Critical Role is trying to put every nail in the coffin before the end of the year, before the end of the fiscal year. Because now, Matt Mercer is stepping down, and a lot of you probably already know this, for Campaign 4. He is not going to be a forever player, a forever GM, I should say. He's now going to be a player. That's right. He's giving up the GM mantle to my favorite, Brennan Lee Mulligan. Dimension 20 crossover. He is taking over Campaign 4 and running Campaign 4. He is my favorite GM. Amazing human. This is awesome. So that and he's still doing everything in Dimension 20. He's not leaving Dimension 20. He's just doing Critical Role's 4th campaign, and Matt gets to play. What happens if this is Daggerheart? I don't know if it's a Cold War. I think it's a slam dunk. As this man steps in and announces playing this, I am excited. I will be watching this campaign. I love his GMing style. I subscribe to Dropout. I am a fan of what they produce as both just someone who enjoys content and as a creator to look at and learn from. This is outstanding. So now, let's talk for a second here. Sold out 3 times. Okay? 500,000 characters made in Demiplane in under, I think she said 73 days during that. Give or take a day or two. Evantress is doing a stream. One of the most promising and probably prominent streams right now, especially in the comedy and horror aspect. Successful Kickstarter. Dungeon Daddies, OGs, amazing podcasts and actual play. They're doing a Daggerheart. Now they have, I think, every streaming platform since they're adding Alchemy and Fantasy Grounds. They have all the major ones. On top of this, there's another season coming out for Amazon for their animated. On top of this, they've sold their books out 3 times. And then they went, you know what? You know what, everybody? We've made all these amazing things. We know we're selling out. We know you're having a hard time getting stuff. We know that you need access to our product. They put out a free version, an SRD essentially, of the game. So you can look up their stuff and get everything that you could possibly need out of it. But then, because none of that was enough, they announced that they are making class packs. That's right. An entire character class, every card, nuts to butts, in one pack. Because they can produce those faster to answer the supply and demand problem of printing books. They didn't make them just to cash in, which is important. You got to make money as a company to pay all the people who work for you. I respect that. But they are officially making class packs. Like 4th edition did, but advertised it poorly. And these are starting, I think, in September. I don't know, man. I don't think they're stoppable now. And speaking of more nails in the coffin, let's get through the other companies that are also coming out with all their stuff and really kind of nailing home the idea of, look, D&D is not the only company. There are more than one. I saw a little disconnect, little hiccup. We're back. I don't know why OBS does that. We're back. So Polygon also reported on Draw Steel aims to woo D&D players with more action and less missing, because you almost always hit in this game. It's a really good article on Polygon about how they're doing this, what they're doing. They listen to their playtesters. They changed their system like 2 times pretty heavily. And now Draw Steel launched on July 31st. Draw Steel Heroes for players, Draw Steel Monsters for game masters. This is all coming out as they're going through and building everything. And they're making a box adventure themselves. This is huge. Nessie, OBS has mandated breaks. It's probably union. They're building all this out. And the art for this, I think, might be the best art. Their art for Draw Steel is great. I backed it. I'm definitely excited about it. I can't wait for it to come in. And then you got Bell of Lost Souls with my favorite new version of the Beholder, the Hive Mind. This thing is so awesome. It's kind of like their iconic monster on the front. MCDM, RPG, Draw Steel. All of this is coming out. This is book 1. This is going to be their start here adventure for Draw Steel. Look at the old art style. Look at the, this has that module feel from 1st edition. And then time to Draw Steel. Everything's kicking off, setting up, what's going on, the whole 9 yards. I'm really, so many pieces in here that look amazing. And I think that MCDM is 100% back in the ring. They took their time. They made something amazing. This is great. And as Nick said, Shadow Dark is also getting Glass Cannon. Glass Cannon Podcast is doing Shadow Dark. Look, guys, D&D has had its time. They pissed off their audience too many times. They pissed off the third-party producers too many times. I'm not going to kiss ass. I have tons of friends who work for Wizards. It's the top paying position you can get in TTRPGs. But the company can't keep their fucking head on straight. Because of that, we have to change what we're doing. We have to stop supporting it. I mean, that's just the truth. We can't keep giving them our money. And we've been saying this since OGO. So now you have all these other companies, and it's time to pick. It's time to play something else. Speaking of other things to play, what is this? Starfinder Warframe. Starfinder 2nd Edition released at Gen Con, and now Warframe, the ridiculously successful video game, is now getting a Starfinder version. Boy, oh boy. I can tell you that this actually excites me. The Tabletop Adventure is going to launch on October 25th. The idea of a Warframe adventure for Starfinder is so perfect. And the new Starfinder fixed so many of my problems. So many of my problems. And I love the Pathfinder crew. They're all dear friends of mine. And the fact that they're getting to do something with an established and huge game, like one of the most played MMOs, kind of MMOs, right now is still this. There's so many people playing it. And it still updates consistently. Then, of course, we have this. If they can do it right, and Diablo Tabletop fixes the D&D problem with no inexperience and squishy first-level characters. Look, if for some reason Diablo can pull it together and Lilith, our all-mother, can fucking save them, maybe we can actually get something good out of them. So the Kickstarter is going to be in fall of 2025. They're responsible for numerous board games. But right now, I'm going to say this. It is being produced by Glass Cannon Unplugged. They did board games, adaptations including Apex Legends and Dying Light. Crowdfunding campaign is set to include a core book alongside premium miniatures. And then you could use other things for D&D and whatnot, but it looks like we're getting a Diablo 4 RPG. There is a teaser page. So this is our teaser page for Kickstarter for the Diablo role-playing game. I'm already sold on the art, everybody. I love Diablo's setting and art. It's one of my favorite things, but the last game was a little disappointing. I'm not going to lie. It wasn't my favorite thing. So this is a whole Lords of Hell are coming, different art. The miniatures look gorgeous. I mean, the miniatures alone are probably worth it. And this is coming out here in fall. So we're getting this against D&D. And I'm saying against because, again, we're there. Attack on Titan, one of my favorite animes of all time. I love kaiju. I love the look of these creatures. There's transmogrification as in war paint. I love transmongers. People turning into gigantic monsters. Let's get his first role-playing game. And let the fans write their own ending. So this is a new one coming out right now. It's going to be in several languages, several countries. I'm pretty excited. It's using the Year Zero engine, which is from Free League. That's the same one, the Mutant Year Zero. And sort of your Tales from the Loop use it as well. So I'm excited to see that. I love the Year Zero engine. I think it's perfect for this because you take stat pool damage and there's only certain ways to get it back. And it feels like the emotional content that you find in an anime. It's really cool. And this is just some of the things that came out at Gen Con. There are so much more news behind that. Without me pulling up more things on the screen, Larian Studios, Beyond Baldur's Gate, Larian Studio teased 2 new ambitious RPG products, including one codenamed Excalibur. I am beyond excited for that. The fact that they're going to do a new game called Excalibur, and that I might be getting a King Arthur tale, if they keep the name, would be awesome. But that also could be Star Trek. Think about it. Could be the name of a Star Trek ship. They crushed Diablo. What do you think a Star Trek game with away team missions and shit like that would be like? We might actually get a Star Trek game. Just a theory. Not 100%. I will say at Gen Con, Cosmere RPG had a huge booth. It was gorgeous. They were selling out a product left and right if you're a fan of Sanderson's work. This is just all the things that came out just during this couple of days. So, I highly recommend, if you can ever make it to Gen Con, get a hotel near the con floor. Spend 2 days going through that con hall from one end to the other. Actually look at things. Talk to people. Find things out because they want to tell you what's going on. If you go to Gen Con, you should be seeking the things you enjoy. Friendships, games, and new things releasing. Clicky-clackies to your heart's content. But the news cycle for this week is Daggerheart is not only here to stay, they're here to prove they can be just as big as Wizards of the Coast. So for those who are here and you don't know, I want to thank all my patrons for letting me do this and making the news articles and just doing all of the things that I currently get to do here. It's kind of wild. So much so that I decided that, you know what? I should make a song for all the people who support the show. Because I feel like that's only fair. Thank you to all the Patreon members who subscribe to what I do, come to the Patreon, and put in their 2 cents on things that I'm making. Don't forget, if you join at least the $5 level, you get a copy of every PDF I put out. I give discounts for my stores when new merch goes up. And of course, you guys let me do this here. Make these shows. Come here with unfiltered, unbridled rage. Enough rage to, bend a ring. If you missed it, you know what that's about from Gen Con. For those who are here in the live show, stick around. We got more to talk about to wrap us up. But for everyone who is watching the recording, stay fucking rotten, everybody. Have a good one. Bats, take me away.